Over the course of me doing this and coaching different guys for 11 years, I've seen quite a wide variety of individuals. And I've seen some guys that are impossible to coach, impossible to teach, impossible to get them any results. I've also seen guys who have done a complete 180. And those are the most beautiful people to work with, the most incredible individuals. Those guys have certain qualities about them. And what I've noticed is it's 4 qualities in particular. 4 qualities that are going to get you results. As you as an individual, can you fix these 4 things? And if you fix them, are you capable now of getting progress? In this video, that's what we're going to tackle.
Yo, bitch, I got some buzzes clawing at my fucking stomach. I'm from the shadows, let the gallows made this.
Now, if you were looking to do a boot camp, text 702-841-9909. From there, I can help you out. We can set up a date and I can help you further. But if you want to check out my schedule, my bootcamp schedule, check out in the comment section below. I'll have a comment pinned to the top. It'll tell you exactly where I'm going to be and for what dates. Now, let's get back into the video. What are these traits? These traits are, firstly, being open-minded. If you're not open-minded, if you're not willing to do something different because what you have been doing up to this point has gotten you the results. Let's pretend like this is a massive equation. There's an x, there's a y. 3x plus 1 equals y. If you keep putting in the same integer for x, you shouldn't expect something different for y. It's going to be the exact same result every time. And I've actually been surprised at how many guys that I've talked to said they've been going out gaming for years. And when I ask them, have you been doing anything differently? And they look at me blankly and they say, no. How were you expecting to get different results? They come to me saying the game doesn't work. And then you have never tried anything different. You never tried different mindsets. You never tried a different approach. You've been doing the same thing for years and you're expecting a different result. This stuff is not, it's intelligent effort that gets you good at this. If you're not doing intelligent effort, of course, you're not going to change. But that means that you have to do something different. It means that you have to be different. You have to be taking different actions, which means that the actions probably have to be driven from a place of you deciding that you have to change. Because if you're the same person trying to do these actions, your ego is going to fight against it. You can't do this stuff and expect a different result. You can't expect to be taking actions and still be the same person. The actions are driven by who you are. So you have to change the mechanism. You have to change the engine if you want something to be different, which means that you also have to be bought in because this is a lot of pain. To change, to go through ego death, to change your personality, it's a lot of pain. You have to go through ego death, ego death, ego death. There's been times where I'm hugging a pillow, crying, sobbing because it's so painful. And if you're not willing to go through the pain of change, you're never going to get good at this. Now, on the other hand, if you're somebody that is capable, that is willing, that has enough leverage to change who you are, fuck yeah. You're off to a good starting point. Now, the next point is actually coming back to the first one. You either have a history of change or you have the leverage to change. So if you're somebody who has had a history of evolving and changing and having good results from it, a lot of you guys actually come to my boot camps. A lot of you guys are business owners, people that are pretty wealthy, sometimes pretty famous. You guys have a history of winning. You have a history of you guys putting in effort, changing your outcome, changing your actions, changing then your outcome. So you guys are a lot more bought in when you guys come to boot camp. When I say to do something, you do it. Because you believe in yourself. Now, if you don't have yet the power to believe in yourself, you need leverage, which means that you have to be really fed up with where you're at. And not a lot of you guys are. A lot of you guys actually like being where you're at. You guys don't know this, but subtly, and I say this because I was like this, I had the same thing going on where I liked being a loser, where I liked girls hating me, where I liked being told off, where I liked being this negative worm. And if you're still liking being your negative worm, it's going to be hard for you to fix. It's something you got to get fed up with. You got to be just, I'm done with it. You have to get some serious leverage. You have to be willing to go through a lot of pain. And a lot of you guys are not ready yet. So find your leverage. Find that pain body that's going to drive you through this because it's not easy. This isn't supposed to be easy. If it was easy, again, as so many people have said in the past, the cliche, then everybody be doing it. If getting good at this was easy, everybody be doing it. The next one is being action-oriented over excuse-oriented. Are you looking at all the reasons why you can't? It's because your hairlines, because of your colors, because your race, because your height, because X, Y, Z, because of a certain city you're in. Are these all the reasons why you can't do this? You're never going to get good at this. You have to be looking, all right, if it's your city, change cities. If it's your looks, if you think your looks are holding you back, I don't even care if you think looks are that big a deal. If you do though, and you're not hitting the gym, why? Why? If you think looks are such a big deal, but you're also not hitting the gym, if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not eating healthy, If you're not trying out different hairstyles, different styles, like I don't even believe in looks that much, and I still am changing up my shit all the time. I'm working on every 1%er, and I've seen too many of you guys not doing that. And you guys are making all excuses in the world and then saying, I can't get good at this. And you haven't even tried what you think you can use to get leverage on yourself to get good at this. You're excuse-oriented over solution-oriented. You need to change that mentality. Stop focusing on the negative shit. Start focusing on the positive, which takes me to my next point. Are you negative or are you positive? Now, some people get addicted to their negativity, their anger, to this dark worm side of themselves, and they think the entire world's going to try to fuck them over. Now, I'm not saying to completely be naive necessarily, but if one of these individuals who's looking at the world as if like everybody's trying to fuck them over and shit like that, it's because the kettle calls the pot black, or the pot calls the kettle black because it sees its own reflection in the kettle. You're looking at yourself saying, I'm a dark worm, so if I were in this position of power, the reason I'd be doing this is because I'd be fucking people over. Not knowing that people have a myriad of different purposes, reasoning, a myriad of different mentalities, personalities. You're coming from your own perspective. Now, you need to unhinge and unattach yourself from this addiction of negativity. Because the more negative you are, the more sucking and life-stealing you are, instead of a giving mentality. When I talk to a girl, I give energy. When I talk to somebody on the phone, when I talk to somebody in person, when I talk to somebody in a club, I'm giving energy, giving love, giving positivity. I am the beacon of light whenever I go anywhere. If you're negative and you're wondering why girls don't like you, it's because you're taking. You're a leech. You're being a leech. Switch that shit up. If you're somebody that is negative, you're not going to get good at this. You cannot be negative and get good at this. At least not nearly as good as if you were positive and upbeat. You need to get into a collaborative mentality over a taking mentality. If you're like everybody, there's only so much resources in the world and I need to take as much for myself, and everybody's just trying to take for themselves, and anybody that has a lot must be an asshole, you need to switch that up because you're being jealous. That's not you think that there's something out there that you can't have. So you look at somebody with the girls, you look at somebody with the money, saying you can't have it. Now you're getting jealous. And girls sense this. When you're overflowing with abundance, when you're overflowing with love, when you're overflowing with attention, you are going to look at people a lot differently. The cup floweth over, and when the cup floweth over, you become a lot more altruistic. You become a lot more caring. You become a lot more empathetic. And when girls see that you're not this way, you must be in scarcity. Why would a girl want to date that? Why would a girl even want to be interested in that? And you are addicted to it the same way somebody's addicted to heroin. And if you don't fix that, you're never going to get good at this. Now, with that being said, if you guys were looking at Bootcamp, 702-841-9909 BCAMP. Now, this is something you can totally get good at. Believe me, I came from the deepest, darkest places of hell to get good at this, and I went through a lot of pain. I've been homeless. I've been shaking, curled up in a broken air mattress, crying to myself for days on end. I've worked countless shitty jobs, gas station, car washes, trying to get good at this, trying to become an intern, trying to save up as much money as I could. Then I fucking grounded out in this YouTube arena. Look, you can get good at this. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, check out my video on my journey. I'll put it in the tab below in the comment section along with the schedule for my boot camps. So if you guys want to check out my journey, see where I came from to get good at this, I promise you can get good at this if you take the correct action and you're bought in. If you're not though, I don't know what to tell you. Now with that being said, peace.